This was super easy, but I love the end result, so I want to show everybody. I took this scrap piece of wood. You want it to be small. I end up cutting this again, but I painted it white, and I have these artificial sprays of greenery from the Dollar Tree, and I ended up using a total of 3 of them. And as I mentioned, I cut my scrap piece of wood even smaller. It's probably like 1 by 2 inches. I'm going to start with the darkest one, and I'm going to staple it down in the center of the scrap piece of wood. And any extra that's hanging over the top, I'm going to cut with my metal pinking shears. There is a wire in these, so that's why I'm using the metal pinking shears. I'm then going to take a second one and layer that on top, but kind of spread it so the greenery is falling to the left and to the right. And then again, using the metal clippings, I'm going to clip off the top. Now my third one, I'm going to place onto the back side. I want this to hang a little longer, so I stapled that on the back side of the piece of wood. Next, I have a box of lemons. I got this from Dollar General for $5, but you also can get the spray or the 3-pack from the Dollar Tree. But you do get quite a few in the $5 pack. And I'm going to scatter the lemons around the hanging greenery that we have. I'm using super glue, and you can cut some of the leaves off of the greenery toward the bottom, and you want to leave a little bit of the stem sticking out, and that's what we're going to poke into the lemon. I have some different ribbons here. I have a green and a lemon one. I believe I got both of these from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to do a very easy bow. I cut them at different lengths, and then I just tied a piece of jute in the center. I gave it 2 knots, and this is a wired ribbon, so you can kind of fluff up the ends and then cut off your extra jute. Then I'm going to take a buffalo check trimmed burlap, and I'm going to just make a single bow with 2 tails. And then I'm going to use a wire in the center of that to hold it all together. And you could twist that around. Trim the tails to be even. And then I'm going to glue that little bow we made on the front of the big bow with the tails. And then I'm going to staple that on the front of the scrap piece of wood that we stapled all the stems of the greenery into. And you want this big enough so that it hides all of those stems that we stapled down. I'm going to dovetail the ends of the ribbon tail with my pinking shears, and then I have this little mini lemon that I glued into the center. I took a piece of one of the stems that we cut off. It's a wire, and I'm going to stick it into the back through one of the staples that I have there. And then I'm going to add hot glue, and this is going to be the hanger. Once that dried, there you go, nice and easy. I love the end result. Paint products, tissue paper, craft supplies, wood cutouts, and our monthly subscription can all be found at chalkitupfancy.com. Have a great day.